Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be checking out these new Bmkt Field Spec Small Explorers. The pre-order is currently live on his site. I will have all the necessary links down below in the description. I reviewed the regular size Explorer, I think it was last year, and I absolutely loved it. This one has a nice deep hollow ground sheath foot blade, and this thing is incredibly light, especially with the micarta scales. I mean, ridiculously light. And it's a nice full-size EDC fixed blade. I can get an easy 4-finger grip on it, a nice usable blade. These are in CPM Bmkt. Bestex, the OEM, they do a fantastic job with their OEM work. Well, now we have the small models. Here's a little size reference of the full size and the small Explorer. So as you can see, the small Explorer is a great little pocket chunker or neck knife, whatever you want to do with it. And anytime you have these micarta on either one, any of the Explorer models, whether it's the small or large, super lightweight. Very well balanced, lightweight. This one's super nimble in hand. So the specs on these are coming in at 5.63 inches overall. So like I said, little pocket chunkers. They come with a 2.35 inch cutting edge. And of course, they're all in CPM Bmkt. And these versions are hardened from 62 to 64. They tried to hit it as close as that 64, but they have to put a range just in case, you know, because these are bigger batches. Unless you're doing small batches, like a few blades at a time, it's hard to hit those higher hardnesses, so that's why they have to put the range. Your handle is 3.25 inches. Now, if I want to cram, I can make 4 fingers grip the knife and right by that edge, but they do have lanyard holes, so if I wanted to, I could tie like a knot right there or put a bead and, you know, have like a 3.5 finger grip knife. Either way, it feels like I can get a good bit done. Now, being these are prototypes, we're not going to be testing them today. Blade stock thickness, I'm so glad he didn't go with thick blade stock on these smaller knives. It's coming in at 0.10, so I think that's the same as the Benchmade Bug Out. And even though this one has a nice short grind height, this one has a nice hollow grind. So look at that. Nice and thin edge geometry. The Warncliffe and Bowie Tonto and Sheep's Foot, they all come with a hollow ground primary bevel. The only flat grind is going to be your drop point. You do have a small row of jimping there. I'm glad he did switch it to this jimping over the original. This was pretty uncomfortable for my thumb, but as you can see now, the spaces are much more close together. This one is very functional. This one's functional, but it can be aggressive, so a lot of times I just overshot it. Look at this. Excellently executed sharpening notch. Look at that. Plunge grind is brought all the way back, and then you got a good bit of separation there, so you can have a good bit of sharpening life before you may have to widen that. And it's going to be an easy fix. All you do is drop a diamond rod in there, a little tapered rod or Dremel bit or something if you want to open that up. And instead of Bmkt being written all right here, they just abbreviate to MC. They've been doing that a good bit lately. Your scales are pretty thin. However, this is just a light duty knife anyway, just to make a quick cut, something that's not going to scare anybody. I like the sheep's foot dip in the spine right there. Very comfortable, and I'm sure it was intentional like that. The sheep's foot has a swedge up top, and these small Explorers come with either a black wash blade, and that's a black wash PVD coating, or a dark stone wash, which is like a blasted stone wash finish. And I usually don't like those because of the corrosion aspect. However, this is in CPM Bmkt, which has fantastic corrosion resistance, so you're not gonna have to worry about that. I will say the blasted finish looks the best, but if it's going to be a everyday user for you and you don't like whenever the blasted finish starts to like rub off almost, then I would definitely go with the black wash. This is going to be a much more durable finish. A blasted finish is just a blasted finish over the top, so it'll start to smudge up. You cut a lot of cardboard, it'll definitely start smudging up. You have bolt-on scales, and he added this new micro milling pattern. I think it looks nice. This tie, it definitely grips the finger perfectly. You got countersunk hardware. You only get this black wash PVD hardware with the black wash blades. The scales have a nice deep chamfer all the way around. And I gotta say, I didn't do any cutting, but I did push into some wood. And it's very comfortable for how thin the scales are. You know, this knife is perfect in a pinch grip because I can get right down to that tip and I can control it really well, especially with the sheep's foot and the warranty blade. You do have a lanyard hole in the back, full tank construction. The titanium and brass are definitely going to be weightier materials. Your titanium comes in at 1.85 ounces. Your brass comes in at 2.55 ounces. They pocket them out really well on the inside, plus you have that external milling. Now, let's check these out because these weigh nothing. Look at that. 1.35 ounces, and then your carbon fiber, which is probably the lightest, 1.34. Now, that weight could fluctuate a minuscule amount, I'm sure, depending on what blade you get, because this full flat ground drop point probably has a lighter blade than the sheep's foot, if I had to take a guess. Maybe not. You know, it might be what and what, being this one's that got a deep hollow grind on. I don't know. I'm so happy that he went with a minimal fold-over taco-style sheath, so you don't have a bulky sheath or anything. Nice push-off ramp there. Best Aid does a great job with their kydex. No rattle, and all the pre-ordered knives will come with this pocket clip that functions flawlessly. I'll say that. It's his 3D printed designed pocket clip, and those come free with the pre-ordered ones. The ones that'll be available after the fact, he won't be adding these, I don't think, because that's gonna be costly on him. But nice little push-off ramp there, and very nice retention. You do have a drainage hole at the bottom there. And if for some reason this clip isn't your style, say you like the Alti clip or a Tech Lock, you do have, other lashing points. You could definitely put a 3x3 Alti clip on here. Possibly the smaller one, I'm not sure. If you do get in on the pre-order, the estimated ship date is mid-May 2025, so not bad at all. So let's go over the finishes, blade shapes, and scale materials real quick. So like I said, this is a black wash, and this is his sheep's foot model. It's got a hollow grind, and if you go with the titanium, it's a dark gray blasted tie, and it's got a stone wash finish on it. I think it looks nice, but it is going to add extra weight. Then we have the second blade finish. This is a dark blasted stone wash finish. This is the Wharncliffe blade. Boy, I love that warranty. Look at that nice top swedge. Got a nice, beautiful, deep hollow grind here. And this is the micarta. Now, you're going to have this natural canvas micarta, black canvas micarta, and OD green canvas micarta, which is going to be your cheapest option. Pre-order price on the micarta variants is $175. Retail is going to be $190. It's very hard to see because it's micarta, but that milling pattern is in the micarta. I can see it. I don't know if y'all can see that. Talk about grippy, because micarta is already grippy, and then they have a milling, and then you have all these chamfers alongside, and then that's the hardware that you'll get with any knife that doesn't have the black wash blade. You can also get the titanium with a black wash PVD coating on it, the titanium scaled option, the brass scaled option, and the marbled carbon fiber scale option. These scaled options are going to be your most expensive. It's $10 more. I don't think that's bad at all. At $185 for your pre-order price, and retail, they're going to be $200. Your next blade shape, we have his beautiful Bowie Tonto blade. So you have a nice deep hollow grind here, flat grind up there at the tip. Look at that, nice thickness on that tip. So if you need to bore out a little hole, you could definitely do that with this. I think the brass looks nice. It's got a stone wash finish, very grippy here. The only scale option that I don't have to show y'all is the Ultim version. That one's also going to be in the same price tier as the titanium, brass, and marble carbon fiber. And the last blade shape we have is the drop point. This one has the black wash finish, nice top swedge. I think this is a very attractive fixed blade. It feels so funny how light it is. All of them are absolutely stunning and will make a great pocket dropper. If you ever wanted to carry an EDC fixed blade, but you wanted it to be very, very easy, kind of like carrying a folder, these are definitely the way to go. They're super high quality. You get premium blade steel. They weigh absolutely nothing. I think they're beautiful. They should perform well. Well, here's another shot of all of them together. You got your black wash, dark stone wash, marble carbon fiber, brass, titanium. There's 3 different micarta colors. This is the natural. They have the green and the black. You also have Ultim. That's the only one that's missing from here. We touched on the prices, on the weight. Now, what I want to know down in the comments, first, who's all getting one, or who all already pre-ordered one? And y'all please let me know, which blade shape would you choose? I'll tell you what, this is a very, very beautiful selection, and this would be a very, very tough choice. For me, it would probably be out of either the warning or the drop point. I think I would go with the drop point. They're all going to be great performers. They all look beautiful. I just like the versatility with the drop point. And even though it's a high tip, big belly drop point, it's a small blade, so you can easily manipulate that tip. Another absolute banger comes from Bmkt, and that's going to do it for today's video. If you have any questions in particular, feel free to ask me down below in the comments. If I can't answer you and it's about the knife, I will direct you to the man himself. I hope every one of y'all is having a fantastic day today. Remember, keep those blades sharp. Smile more.